All right, picture this. You're in command of a billion-dollar warship. You're alone, it's pitch black, and you're navigating one of the most volatile stretches of water on the entire planet. All of a sudden, your radar just lights up. Not with one or two blips, but with dozens. And then scores. All of them screaming towards you at high speed. What do? Okay, let's get into this absolutely chilling scenario. So let's set the scene. It's the pre-dawn hours of February 2nd, 2026. This is that time of night when your body's at its lowest point, reaction times are sluggish, and judgment can get clouded really easily. The USS Bruins, a state-of-the-art Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, is on what's supposed to be a routine patrol, but its location is anything but routine. The Strait of Hormuz, the choke point where about 20% of the world's oil passes through. And this is what the radar operator is staring at. 107, not a typo. 107 distinct contacts, little, fast-moving boats boiling out from the Iranian coastline, moving in a coordinated pattern, and they are all heading straight for the USS Bruins. This isn't an accident. This is an ambush. Now, when Commander Sarah Mitchell gets to the bridge, she knows. Instantly. She knows exactly what she's looking at. This is the nightmare scenario. The one every U.S. naval commander in the Persian Gulf has trained for, but prayed they'd never actually have to face. This quote from the source material, man, it gets right to the point. Commander Mitchell sees this and understands this is not the usual game of cat and mouse they play with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy, the IRGC. This isn't just posturing. This is a deliberate, planned-out attack, and it's designed to do one thing: overwhelm and destroy her ship. So you have to be asking yourself, why? Why on earth would you use a bunch of tiny speedboats to attack one of the most advanced warships in the world? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, there's a logic to it, a brutal logic, but a logic nonetheless. See, after getting absolutely walloped by the US Navy back in 1988, Iran had a realization. They couldn't compete head-to-head, so they changed the game. They pivoted to what's called asymmetric warfare. Instead of building bigger, better ships, they built thousands of small, cheap, and totally expendable ones, all designed to hit a high-tech enemy where it hurts the most, their wallet. And this is where it gets really nuts. Just look at the math here. It's terrifyingly simple. An IRGC speedboat might cost, $20,000? But the standard missile the destroyer has to use to take it out, that could cost $2 million. The Iranians are literally betting they can make the destroyer run out of its very limited, very expensive ammo before the destroyer runs out of their cheap, plentiful boats. It's a war of attrition, plain and simple. In this slide just lays out the whole doctrine perfectly. It's not about a fair fight. The idea is to create absolute chaos, to saturate the ship's incredible fire control systems by coming at it from every direction at once. And get this. The goal isn't even necessarily to sink the ship. It's just to inflict enough damage and enough casualties to create a massive political crisis back in the United States. If they do that, they win. Okay, let's go back to the bridge of the USS Bruins, because this swarm doctrine has just put Commander Mitchell in an absolutely impossible position. She is trapped by the very strict rules of engagement, rules designed specifically to stop a war from kicking off by accident. So she has to climb this de-escalation ladder, step by painstaking step. She sends out radio calls in English, Farsi, and Arabic. They're ignored. Horn blasts, the universal signal for "get out of my way," are totally disregarded. She fires flares, uses these powerful acoustic cannons to try and deter them. Every single step fails. They just keep coming. So finally, she orders warning shots fired across the bows of the lead boats. And the response she gets to those warning shots? This absolutely chilling message crackles over the radio. See, the IRGC is using the American rules against them. They're pushing closer and closer, knowing the U.S. commander is trained to try every single other option before she can use lethal force. It's a deadly game of chicken at 40 knots. So this is the moment, the point of no return. The lead Iranian boat doesn't turn away from the warning shots. In fact, it accelerates, and its gunner swings his heavy machine gun around to aim it directly at the destroyer's bridge. That's it. In military terms, that is demonstration of hostile intent. The final red line has been crossed. Commander Mitchell has no other choice. Her response is instantaneous. Weapons free. That order unleashes the entire defensive arsenal of the USS Bruins, and the night just erupts into a chaotic 47-minute battle for sheer survival. And here's the matchup.
On one side, you have the destroyer's sophisticated layered defenses. We're talking computer-guided cannons, rapid-fire chain guns, helicopter-launched missiles. On the other side, you've got this dispersed horde using low-tech but numerous weapons. RPGs, machine guns, unguided rockets. It's basically precision versus volume.
The battle itself is short and unbelievably brutal. At 4:16 a.m., the fight starts. For 47 minutes, the sea is just a maelstrom of explosions and tracer fire. And then, just as suddenly as it all began, it ends. At 5:03 a.m., on a single command, the surviving Iranian boats turn around and speed away, leaving a scene of pure destruction in their wake. When the sun finally rises, the true cost of those 47 minutes becomes tragically clear. And it's a price measured in destroyed boats, in dollars, and, most importantly, in human lives. The numbers here are just stark. The U.S. Navy successfully defended the Bruins, no doubt about it, destroying or disabling 31 Iranian boats. But it was not a clean victory, not by a long shot. The destroyer was damaged, 2 American sailors were killed, and 11 more were wounded. The cost for the IRGC was far, far higher, with somewhere between 75 and 90 of their people killed. Well, the diplomatic fallout was immediate and pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Iran claimed it was attacked without provocation. America's allies in the region, like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, offered their full support. Others, like Qatar and Oman, called for everybody to calm down. The whole incident basically polarized an already tense region even more. And if you're thinking, why does this matter to the rest of the world? Here's why. Because violence in the Strait of Hormuz has immediate economic consequences for everyone. Oil prices spiked, the cost to insure those massive tankers that pass through these waters, it skyrocketed, and that impacts energy costs for all of us. In testimony later on, Commander Mitchell offered this really powerful reflection, and I think it perfectly captures the impossible burden that's placed on a commander in a crisis like this. She was forced to choose between terrible options, knowing that no matter what she decided, people were going to die. And right here, this is the central paradox of the whole thing. The fundamental standoff between the US and Iran, it didn't change. The ships are still there, the tensions are still high, but at the same time, everything changed. Because the attack proved in blood that the threat is real, the tactics work, and the potential for a much wider war is just one commander's decision away. The source material leaves us with this one haunting question. In that narrow, vital waterway, the uneasy peace holds, for now. But the knowledge of what could happen, of what almost did happen, it just lingers there, a constant reminder that the next confrontation may be just over the horizon.